This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Oh, isn't that hair fabulous? Broadcasting live from the new hotspot on Fort Myers Beach, Wahoo Willie's. It's time for another exciting award-winning episode of Beach Talk Radio. Here are your humble hosts, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Better late than never, Dave. Why did you hesitate on that? The crowd follows you. You're the leader of the group. Welcome to Wahoo Willie's, everybody. Our final Saturday show here at Wahoo Willie's. We move to Margaritaville next Saturday at 10 o'clock, and next Sunday we'll be here for Sundays with the mayor. We're moving the Monday show to Sundays with the mayor, so the mayor will be here for brunch every Sunday starting next Sunday at 11 o'clock. And the first thing I wanted to tell everybody before we started the show was we're selling raffle tickets for $10. The 100% of the money goes to the women's club. The prize will be two tickets on the Margaritaville at Sea. So for $10, you get a great chance to win a cruise for two on the Margaritaville cruise. The tickets are going to be given away next Saturday at the end of the show. Write your name and your phone number on the back of the ticket clearly so that I can say what the name and the phone number is if I need to call you. But you need to be present to win next Saturday. So if you don't plan on coming to the show next Saturday, then don't buy any tickets. So they're $10 each. You can buy as many as you can. And it's two tickets on the Margaritaville at Sea, which we're giving away next Saturday on our first show at Margaritaville. The second thing we need to do is we need to say hello to the folks from the Fort Myers Beach Little League. Can we get a big hand for Marcia? And here's the star pitcher of you're pitching? Okay, you're going to speak into the mic there.
No.
What position do you play?
Third.
Third base, all right. When are you going to get a haircut?
Never.
Okay. So the reason the folks from the Little League are here is because yesterday we did a pop-up fundraiser. The Fort Myers Beach Little League lost their pitching machine during Hurricane Ian, so we did a pop-up fundraiser. For those of you that are out of town and have no idea what we're doing here, we do this show every Saturday, and we talk about all the stuff on the beach, and we try and raise money for events that things that are going on Fort Myers Beach. They lost their pitching machine, so on our Facebook page, which has 88,223 followers, we ask people to donate money. Thank you very much. Not that I'm counting or anything. And we raise money for things that people need on the beach that lost during the storm. And in 2 hours, we raised $3,100 so the kids can get a new pitching machine.
Thank you so much.
There's the check it's real and it will not bounce. The money is in the account, so you're getting a new pitching machine. Have you ever heard the story of the pitching machine that I used to tell when I was in high school? I was a catcher, and I was like the second string catcher, and I never got to catch the real pitchers. They put the pitching machine on the mound, and I would have to catch that. And when the pitching machine zigs those rubber balls at an actual catcher at 90 miles an hour, and they bounce and they hit you somewhere, it really hurts, if you know what I mean. All right, enough about that. So thank you for coming, and
Thank you so much. Thank you to all your followers.
Yes,
thank you so much.
yes, thank you to everybody out there who donated. We capped it at $50, and then we got $1,500, and then Matt Price donated the other $1,500 to make it the $3,000 that we needed. So
That's amazing.
just send pictures when you get the machine. So and thanks for being so talkative today. I know that you're so shy in real life. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks, Ed.
All right. Now I'd like to introduce my my trusty sidekick here, who's going to join the show today. Spent a lot of time on our hair this morning. And also want to introduce our guests, our second segment guests, I guess. Mary Torgerson and Dawn from the Fort Myers Beach Women's Club. Big hand for our friends from the Women's Club. Number 2. We have number 2. All right. And folks, they are super busy, so we wanted to invite them on because they have a big event coming up next Friday and Saturday at the Fort Myers Beach Library. Mary has other things going on in her life now, too.
A little bit.
The whole family's getting ready for something big next week, but
Christmas in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Tell everybody about the event next weekend. Mary or Dawn, have at it.
Okay, so on Friday night, the Fort Myers Beach Women's Club is hosting our 6th annual Christmas Tree Festival. It's going to be held at the Fort Myers Beach Library. We were really excited on the first floor, so down on the lower level where the parking is. And what this event is about is we have nonprofits all over the island as well as off island that decorate trees and wreaths, and then we auction them off, and all the proceeds go back to each individual nonprofit. It's a wonderful event where you can get involved and give back to many different groups. On Friday night, we have a VIP event that's from 4:30 to 5:30 that actually sold out. We then open at 5:30 the doors for the public. It's free. We encourage you to come down. We'll have cash bar, food, music, and then you can preview all the trees. It's really a nice event for Fort Myers Beach where you get the holiday spirit. We missed it. Last year we did a condensed version. So this year we're really excited to get back to what we used to do.
And are there also wreaths besides trees, wreaths, and anything else?
There's wreaths. There are giveaways. There are different auction items that are like you put a ticket in and you can do like a gift wall. And then we also have a huge raffle, which I'll let Mary talk about.
Okay. Yeah. So we have our holiday raffle. Tickets are $20 each or 6 for $100. And it's actually prizes along the way, and you can win all the prizes if your ticket's drawn. We have 3 early bird prizes. The last one is on Monday for $250. The grand prize this year is a choice of three experiences. One would be a Nashville or a Tennessee, Kentucky. Tennessee bourbon tour, a Grand Canyon Stars thing, or a Savannah stroll, southern stroll. They come with travel, those kind of things. We also have, did you say the chili tasting on Saturday?
I didn't get to Saturday.
Saturday.
She was on Friday still.
Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on.
Oh, you're
Chili.
on now.
Okay. Chili, we have on Friday, we have a kids activity section from 1 to 5 on Saturday. And this is at the library. There'll be cookie decorating. I think the Grinch is showing up. There'll be a holiday market. And I think we have about 12 vendors that are participating in that. And then we have our famous chili tasting.
And cook-off.
And it's a cook-off. So you for $5, and I think we have 10 entrants this year.
Oh, good.
You can get a tasting of all 4 and vote on your favorite.
Yes. And it's a very heated competition.
Yeah.
And the winner gets the coveted green
jacket.
blazer.
Who has the
Kind of like
jacket?
the Masters.
Who has the jacket now?
Dan.
Allers.
I see. The mayor. I see.
Rigged.
Before that, it was
We have
was
pictures
Reed.
of that.
Reed for
Reed,
2
yeah.
years in a row.
Correct.
But Reed has now left the island, so
Yeah.
it's wide open.
So I remember Reed, who used to be
Oh,
the,
here we go.
SOBs.
at SOB. He was getting ready for his wedding.
You just
So
need to let some of this go.
I just need to tell a quick story.
All right.
So he was getting ready for his wedding. So he wanted to, when people get ready for their wedding, they want to lose weight. For that 1 week, they want to, look the best they can. And then, after that. So he invited me to his gym to train him because he had all this weight equipment in his gym. And of course, hanging on the wall was the green jacket from the chili contest that he won 2 years in a
His
row.
home gym.
But he kind of cheats. He kind of cheated at it. So it's nice to see this year the competition will be fair because he won't be in it.
Exactly.
Now, did Dan enter a chili this year?
Dan is putting in a chili.
I see.
Yes.
I see.
Do you
There's
know
a
if
few
it's
new
the same
faces,
chili
too.
that he won with?
I
Or you
don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing
like
is revealed by anybody.
Secret.
But
But
and
then
then at the-
people do put the ingredients up so people
Yeah.
know, like, if they have an allergy or
Right,
whatever.
right.
Yeah.
And then after the chili event, they'll announce that prize, who wins, and then we'll also
Well, and this year we have cash prizes.
exactly.
So first place wins $1,000, second place $500,
In
third
the
place
chili
for the
contest.
in the
chili
chili contest.
Wow.
We're not
Yes.
messing around.
Doggone.
The ideal thing would be for the person that wins the first place chili contest
we
to
go.
give the money back to the women's club. I mean, that would only be right, don't you think?
Yeah, you're not doing anything. Why don't you come
No,
do
no,
the
no.
chili?
Listen,
Oh, no. Him with his hot dog
No.
entry?
No.
No way.
I was in the chili contest
Grilled
for 2
cheese.
years, and my sister insists that my mother's
Here we
chili
go.
with hot dogs in them was going both years. I mean, really last place. Who puts hot dogs in chili? It was
You did.
horrible.
And you
don't
showed
even have a
up
comment
with
for that.
no crock pot, with no way to keep it warm. It
I
was
had
a
no
hot- it was
idea how to
a
do anything
cold
like that.
mess, not
Yeah.
even a hot mess.
So is the entire event at the library this year? Okay.
It is.
Okay. Last
Yes.
year was at the Man Caves, which was kind of
And it was
neat.
a one-night event. It
One
was
night?
a big drunken parking lot party is what it was. Yeah.
Is this going to be a big drunken library party? I mean,
no,
No, I
This
think
sounds like
we're a
it'll
little
be-
bit more
yeah.
put together. I hope.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's gonna be a nice night. And then on Saturday we will announce all the prize winners on Saturday night, and also the people who got their trees on the auction, and then you can pick them up the next day.
Now,
We'll
I
get that
saw-
all for
Or
you.
that
Who
night
put
if you're
together
still there.
that
Who put together the prizes, like the trips? Like, are you using?
We use a service that caters to nonprofit organizations.
I really want to find out more about that Grand Canyon. This is totally my.
Oh, here we
thing.
go
That
again.
Grand
Here
Canyon
we go
Lights
again.
Thing.
I will say
That sounds phenomenal.
one of my friends won 2 years ago, and she picked the Jackson Hole
Oh,
trip.
another good
And
one.
it was supposed to be a winter trip. She flipped it to summer.
Hmm.
They were very accommodating to her. Then they moved the trip because of the storm hit them as well. And they said it was one of the best trips they'd ever been on. They were really
Wow.
taken care of.
So, what is the plan for the women's club building? I mean, I know all this money is going to go toward the rebuild of the building. Is there going to be a capital campaign to raise funds, and what's the plan for that?
There is going to be a rebuild.
Should I save that for a future show, or
It's just like everybody. There's just a lot of complications. As far as we're really lucky, Albert with AD's Design and Jim Link.
Albert?
Yeah.
Studio AD? Yeah.
Studio
Yes.
AD is helping us as far
Nice.
as the architectural stuff, and Jim Link is helping us with the engineer stuff. But they're pro bonoing it, and so we're working with them on their time schedule. But in the meantime, things are changing around us as well, and so we're just trying to be flexible and get a real bottom line. Our first price came out we're going to be 104 by the time we raise that money.
Right.
Well, what was that?
Yeah.
What was that
It's-
price?
It
It was a lot.
was a lot.
It was
Yeah.
really high. And then we did. Then we're really looking at how we're going to utilize the building. We first thought we could work with some other nonprofits and maybe join in,
Yeah.
and then that fell through. We're trying not to knee jerk anything. We want to look at the land. We do have a nice chunk at
Yeah.
1.6 acres, but now we have to get the land ready as well. So it's not just like putting a building back up. And as everybody knows who's building on the island, the prices are triple what
Yeah.
they were. So the price was pretty high, and we're just going through everything.
right.
Yeah.
To be determined at a future
Yeah.
date. Yeah.
But we are raising money, and we'll have a very clear and concise plan so that you see what we're doing and how we're going to give back to the community.
And anybody that showed up late, we are selling raffle tickets for $10. The money's going to the women's club. It's for 2 tickets to the Margaritaville at Sea cruise, which you can find all the details on our website, but they're only $10. You have to be present to win next Saturday at our show. The only time we're selling tickets is today and next Saturday during our show, and anybody that comes to the show next Saturday at Margaritaville. So if you want to buy the tickets, Marie has them. They're $10. you're going to have a really good chance to win. And also our 5K on New Year's Eve is to benefit the women's club. We're
New
up
Year's-
to
yeah.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I get confused.
That's when you're getting
I know,
bagels, so I hope you
it's-
have that right.
The day before New Year's Day. And we have 264 registrations for that already. So if you haven't registered, we're getting ready to order the shirts for that. So trying to help the women's club out. And you guys take donations. You can go on your website and people can donate
Absolutely.
$10, $1 million, whatever
Yeah,
they'd like to donate.
We'll take every spare million that there is.
People are just throwing millions around on this island. So anything else you want people to know about the event? I know you had a taxi driver that drove 50 miles an hour down this street to drop you off.
He
So
threw me out. He didn't even let us stop. Dumped us.
was that
No,
an
we
Island Carts golf cart, by the way?
That's theirs.
Nope, that's
Oh,
ours.
you own the golf cart.
We had another one that survived the storm, and then it blew up literally like a month after the storm. So
It survived the storm and it was
And
on the
then it
island.
blew up.
it blew up after the storm. Like you get through and you're like, yeah, our golf cart made it. And then we were driving it, literally caught on fire. So,
Wow. Were you in the cart when it caught on fire?
Yes, I was on the bridge.
Wow.
And it was
dear.
like, I actually just started laughing and then filming it. And then I
Of
called
course.
him and said, the cart's on fire.
By the way, you live on the street with the KOA, you call it now, right? How's
I
that
do.
coming along?
Okay, update on the KOA. I live on Palermo. Yes, 2 days ago, we were so excited. The city had put the orange stickers on the person's camper that's there illegally.
So just for people that don't know, on Palermo, there's a lot that has like 3 or 4 trailers. Like you're allowed to live in a trailer if you're rebuilding your home, but you're not allowed to rent out your property to like 4 different campers
Yeah,
on
it's just people
in
living
Fort
there.
Myers. So it was
And then
weird.
they were dumping their waste into the canal. So we got really mad. So they pulled the trailer. They finally got the trailer off 3 days ago. And I drove home last night and I swear to God, a new one pulled in. A
Wow.
new
No way.
person's on there. I go,
Your
Well,
lot-
maybe a new reservation
Your
came
lot is available.
oh, yeah, KOA, there's an opening. Come on in.
Wow, it's just crazy. And it's not like it's off the beaten path or something. It's right behind the whale parking lot. It's
That's
like
why
it's
maybe
right
that's what
there.
I meant. Like parking by the bar.
Oh,
I don't know.
Mary,
That's
anything
not
else?
I think we do have a bake sale Saturday morning.
Yes, we have a bake
Um,
sale
We go in so many different
This
directions.
Saturday?
at the Christmas
At
Tree
the Christmas
Festival.
Tree Festival.
Okay.
We've got lots going
It's part
on.
of the Christmas Tree
Saturday is
Festival.
going to be one crazy
You
day
can
on Fort
credit
Myers
him
Beach.
for the zig and the
Yeah.
zag. Yeah.
And I know we're not allowed to talk to it, but Women's Club also then in January, we follow up and end with the Putt and Pub, which
Yeah.
that's another story. So
Which we almost are sold out of teams. We only have 7
Sweet.
teams left.
yes, so
Wow.
and that's an amazing event that goes all back to charity on the island.
Does everybody know what the Putt and Pub is? Anybody? It's you go around to the different bars and restaurants, and you do a miniature golf hole, and each hole has a different charity.
Yes,
Correct.
And it's a drinking game kind of thing too. The more
Very
you drink,
much.
the more you donate. You know how
Right.
it goes. Money just becomes you start throwing it around.
Right.
We're doing a hole with a Nervous Nellies behind their building over there,
Right.
which is going to be cool. So, and that's going to be
Do we
January.
have to
20th.
build something?
20th.
No,
January
I think Len and Tyler have a whole.
Okay.
They already have a
Yeah,
whole
it's
building.
Because if they're relying on you to build something, we are in a lot of trouble.
just so you know, so there's 9 holes, 9 bars and restaurants. We partner with 9 different charities. We have over 260, 280 golfers, all in costume. So each foursome is in full costume. It starts at 10:30 in the morning. Each charity works with the restaurant or bar, and they come up with drink specials and food specials. And we've worked with
It's a lot of fun.
Suncoast Beverage as well as Southern Glacier this year to help with additional drink specials. And everything that is raised at that location goes back to that individual charity. Also, we have these fantastic gift baskets that we'll be previewing in the morning here at Wahoo Willie's. This is our check-in point. That are gift baskets that anybody can register for. And then this year, the awards banquet where you do best score, worst score, best costume, best name. I'm forgetting one.
Best
First and second teams for
first and
best
second
score.
team, Yeah.
Or for scores is on the Sun Deck at Margaritaville. So that's where we're going to end it. But even if you're not playing, I highly recommend you to come down. It is a fun event.
Yes.
The costumes are insane and people go all out and they are it's really a fun day.
It's one of those days where you want to leave your video cameras at home and not post any of those videos.
For future
Yeah. That's
blackmailing.
going to be one of those days where on Sunday, is it a Saturday? That they're doing it?
Saturday, yes.
You're going to say, I didn't do that, did I?
Mm.
Now, do you remember? If you don't remember them all, it's fine. Do you remember the different locations where the start is and where the locations are?
Yes.
Registration is here.
Yes.
10:30. All the other holes are expected to open at 11, and it includes La Ola, Snug Harbor, Nervous Nellies, Wahoo Willie's, La Ola,
Tiki.
Twice.
The Tiki,
Root
Lighthouse Tiki,
Root shrimp.
Root
Root
Shrimp,
Beach
La-di-da.
Beach Bar, and La Di Da
Yes.
Okay.
I
Yep.
think that's 9.
Now,
And
do
Yucatan.
in the Yucatan.
people start at different holes then?
You can
so
choose
it's like
once
a
you register-
staggered start?
Once you
or-
register here, you can choose where you want to start.
Right.
Yeah,
My
so
team always
everybody's
goes to the furthest place away just to get it out of the way.
Right, because nobody's there.
Well, they're
No one's
still
there.
able to walk straight, right?
Yes. One other thing we still have going on is the pub passport.
Oh, yeah.
So for $25, you can pick up a pub passport. Wahoo Willie's has them, Root Shrimp and La Ola. And you go to 12 different bars. You get drink specials.
Food
buy one,
specials.
get one free. Or I think like Root Shrimp, if you buy the kale, so you get 2 drinks or something.
Mhm.
That goes through the end of the year. And if you're one of the first 1,000 to complete it, you get a commemorative tuna skin beach towel that has all the stops on it. And we just got the sponsorship to redo that, and we'll start another one April 1st.
Oh,
but this
cool.
one ends December 31st. So if you haven't gotten it, it's a lot of fun.
By the way, congratulations. Your son caught the winning touchdown. Her son plays for the Dallas Cowboys, by the way. Jake Ferguson. I got up the next morning and I saw that Dak threw a pass to Jake in the end zone. I didn't see the highlight, but I understand he caught the winning touchdown.
He did. It was a very
Nice.
chippy game.
Is he okay? I'm
He's
sure.
fine. He
does
called.
Does he talk to you about like the injuries? And I mean, it's such a violent sport, and he plays a position where he could basically get hit every time if he catches the ball. Like
He is hit every time.
Yeah.
It was a bloodbath on the other night, and he called it 7 a.m. We missed this last game just because we've been going to so many games. We were exhausted, and he just said, "I'm so sore." And then I always, how's your head? That's the first thing I ask.
Right.
Everything else, I'm like, he'll tell me. But he got nailed in the head a bunch of times. But my biggest thing is like, what'd you say to him? What did you say to him? 'Cause I was
Yeah.
waiting for
does he trash talk?
fisticuffs.
Is he a
Oh,
trash
he's a
talker?
total trash. You gotta watch the
Nice.
film. Like my favorite was the guys pointing at him, and he went, "Arr, arr, 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 arr."
Does he get to? Do you get to listen to the film, like what he says to the opposing players? Are you allowed to listen in on that? Do you
No,
get,
he
Oh.
just tells us.
Yeah. What does he tell you? Like, I'm not allowed to say a curse word today, but what does he? Does he use curse words?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very foul. I will say for those Wisconsin people, he played at Wisconsin, and some guy was like, this is another funny one. They were like, who are you? What have you done? And he's like, I've been doing this my whole life. And then he looked at the kid from Illinois who's on the other team, and he goes, right, Illinois boy, I've been owning your beep all for the whole time. So that's really how he
And I'm
rolls.
sure he does it just like that.
I'm thinking.
He
He's,
totally does it like that.
so is he in his second year or third year?
Second.
So he's second year of his rookie contract. That boy's going to get a
Correct.
wicked payday when
We
his rookie
hope.
contract is up. Wow.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anything back to business here, I guess. Anything about the women's club that we missed or that you want people to know? Or how many men are in the women's club, by the way?
Here we go.
4?
One right now.
One right
One.
now.
Jeff.
What's Jeff? Who?
Taylor?
Jeff Taylor is.
I don't
I
even
think it's
remember.
Taylor.
What's
Sorry.
interesting is a guy is allowed to be in the women's club.
Yeah.
But I don't believe you're allowed in the community foundation, or there's some
No,
other.
I am
There's
not.
some,
Oh,
You're
you're
not
not.
in
no
community
men in the
foundation.
community foundation.
No.
So
Though, just between community foundation and the women's club, we raised over
Oh, yeah.
800,000 for the hurricane.
who needs guys
For
in the
people.
community foundation?
And I just want to toot our horn because when we were talking to sponsors, we got quite a few sponsors for the Putt and Pub and Christmas Tree Festival. I just don't think they realized how much work we did, and our houses were blown up, and
Mhm.
but we really had a good group of women who came together to give back to the island, and we're going to continue to do that. So hopefully we can have your support. You can be come join us and again give back to as many people as you possibly
Right.
can
And the
for
event-
charity events.
And the event is next Friday and Saturday at the library. What time does the Friday event kick off?
VIP is at 4:30 to 5:30. So unless you have a ticket, come at 5:30.
And anybody that's watching in Facebook land, we will be doing a show from the library from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Is there any way people can donate virtually during the event while we're there? Is there still availability to donate or bid on the trees and things like that? Can they still do that?
They can. Yep, the trees will be on an online auction. We start setting those up on Tuesday. The auction link will be live Thursday. For you to view them, and then it goes live at 5:30 on Friday and ends at 8 o'clock Saturday night. If you have any other questions or didn't catch something, check out our website, fmb-wc.org.
FMB- somebody will type it in, fmb-wc.org.
Or just
Right?
Google Fort
Or
Myers
Google,
Beach Women's Club and you'll find us.
Right. Well, thank
And we
you.
answer. It's one of us who answers the emails, so you'll get answered.
Who do the Cowboys have this
Your
weekend?
big crew.
They play the Eagles next.
Oh, yeah, that's the big game. That's the big
We're
one.
going for that one, yeah.
No,
so.
they don't play the Eagles this weekend.
No, they're off. They played
Oh,
last
they were
night,
bye
so they're
this
off.
weekend.
They have the weekend off.
Oh, that's going to be a huge game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
bloodbath.
All right. Anything else? Are we good?
We're good.
All right.
Yeah, thank
Dawn
you.
and
Good.
Mary from the Women's Club.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming down. We know you got so much going on. We appreciate you guys. All right. Before we get to our next guest, I need to tell you about Sylvester Companies, everybody. Paul Sylvester is the man. They are specializing in new construction, in restoration, major remodeling, floodplain construction. They understand the 50-50 FEMA rules. They will take care of your pool cages and your lanai. Property management, risk management. You can check them out right now at sylvestercompaniesinc.com. They're registered and currently working on large-scale projects in Sarasota County, Lee County, Charlotte County, and the town of Fort Myers Beach, of course. Paul Sylvester is sitting in his car right outside now. He's outside his house right now on his cell phone waiting for you to call. Call him right now just to see how he's doing. I dare you. Call him or text him. 989-239-5538. 989-239-5538. Thank you to Paul Sylvester and Sylvester Companies for being a sponsor of the show. Also, Blue Shift Cybersecurity. There's an F in there. Blue Shift Cybersecurity, because it doesn't matter what size your business is, whether it's 10 employees or 30,000, you could get hacked and people could steal your stuff. And they can put your stuff online and they could steal your wife's pictures, and that would be crazy stuff to see that online. Oh, not my wife's pictures, but your wife's pictures. Nobody wants those online. So call Blue Shift Security, Cybersecurity right now. And Greg is sitting out in his trailer right now waiting for you to call him because he can't get a permit. So he's waiting in his trailer for you to call him at 305-767-3853. 305-767-3853. Or Greg at blueshiftcyber.com. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Our next guest is ready to roll. Everybody's so busy. So many events going on. Tonight is a huge event on Fort Myers Beach. It's the 35th annual Fort Myers Beach Chamber of Commerce Boat Parade, everybody.
Hey.
Jackie Lezak is the president of the Chamber of Commerce. How long have you been the president now?
This is year 7.
7 years.
7 years, yeah.
Sweet. Thank you so
Look
much.
at you with
for coming
the
on.
with the
Christmassy.
I even put a Christmas
festive.
sweater on.
I know.
I know.
At what
Love
point do I
it.
need to wear the ugly Christmas sweater? That
Tonight
It's-
for sure.
is it going to be
Tonight
chilly
would be a
tonight?
good one.
You
Maybe
know,
tonight.
chilly or not, you need to put your ugly sweater on.
Yeah.
You
So
only got a few
It's like a
times to wear it.
vest. Don't you have a vest?
35 years, about
35
35
years.
boats tonight.
Actually 40. I signed up
Whoa,
40 last
sweet.
night.
40
Wow.
boats.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Is that
Yep.
the most?
I think it's pretty darn close.
Nice.
And I have a feeling we're going to have a couple of last minute stragglers jump in. So,
So people are
great.
going to decorate their boats. They go all out decorating
yep,
them.
all out. It's a big competition. The folks have been doing this for a year. There's some serious bragging rights.
Mhm.
And they get pretty energized with each other, and there is some smack talk that goes on. And
Are they throwing stuff from boat to
no,
boat?
they don't throw anything, but they throw words.
No curse
They
words.
throw
Though.
words.
Today is a no curse day.
No
Yeah.
expletives.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
for those in the boat parade, please remember to have your
here
number
we go.
well lit because
Yes.
we want the people that are watching to be able to vote.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
And they need to see your number, and hopefully they're gonna come close by the dock here at
Yes.
Snug Harbor so we can really
See the boat.
explain the boat to the people that are watching because
Exactly.
this is, like you said, it's a competition. What do the winners get?
It is. So there is the coveted Fort Myers Beach Burgee. It's a red burgee, and it says FMB Christmas Boat Parade. I'll have the year on it. And we have those made up special each year. And some of the captains have those on their boats. You might see them out in the water every now and then. They have them on the front of the boat, the bow of the boat. And if they've won one of those, it's a big deal. They really get into it.
Yeah.
And we have certain captains who've been doing it many, many years, and they have their particular number that they want, and only their number, and don't want any other number. You know who you are out there.
Little bit anal, aren't
Little
we?
rigid, a little rigid.
Well, part of the problem is, like you mentioned, with the number, you have to make it big enough so that people on shore can see it all the way out in the water.
Right.
And it has to be lit. And I tell the folks all the time, light that thing up. I mean, make it out of lights, or make sure you put a big spotlight on it. Don't blind yourself as you're running a boat or somebody else, but you've got to be able to see it from shore. It's not easy. It's dark out there.
Yeah.
Right.
And we do try to get close to shore, but sometimes the parade's like a big slinky. Some people, you go fast, you go slow. So we're trying to snug up to the shore as best we can. But, to get that number, that's how you do the People's Choice voting, which is really the highest award in the parade. So
accolade.
Yeah, that's the highest accolade. So that is voted on by you folks out there, even folks watching Beach Talk Radio. It has the QR code. You just download that QR code on your phone, watch the parade, and then you can vote for your favorite vote.
Is it one vote per person, or are they just voting?
It's
crazy?
People are kind of just voting crazy. I mean, we thought about trying to make it one vote per person, but listen, let's have some fun with this. I mean, if you have 3 favorite votes, vote for all 3, and then
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out after. It'll tally itself.
I have to really reel you in sometimes, because I on the Monday
Today?
He was being pretty good. I thought he was being pretty good, right?
On the Monday show,
I haven't said a curse word all day.
I just
being
have
good.
to say,
Thank you.
Like, who
Thank
is
you.
this right
there,
now?
There was a guy. So what happened this morning when I was walking on the south end?
I can't get a word in.
I'm walking down the south end. There's a guy sitting on his roof drinking a cup of coffee, just enjoying. It was a beautiful day this morning. And
Not
we're
Rick.
talking back and forth.
Not Rick.
No,
No,
not
not
Rick,
that
okay.
roof.
not like the roof.
Not
And
Rick on the
he's
roof.
rebuilding his house, and he said a curse word, and I wanted everybody to know it wasn't me. It was somebody that else. I just wanted to make
Did
it
he
official.
see you and yell it,
He
thinking
did see-
maybe it would
no.
be your fault then if
No.
everybody thought it was you?
No, he was. I think he was talking about permitting, and he used a curse word. So I don't know
Imagine
why
that.
that would happen. That would be.
So on Monday,
come
Could
on.
happen.
he's got all these questions that we ask on Monday, and he's like,
Okay.
okay, you ask this one. And then he does the whole lead into the question. He leaves the last word for me to, and then he
Okay.
goes, oh, okay, well,
Let
you
me-
can say that word.
Oh my
Can I
goodness.
explain? Can I explain why? She has a real job. Like,
Should-
she's not doing this like
Wow.
every day or watching the meetings. So I'm trying to just make sure that you
But
don't look
I can
silly.
read. I did.
Should-
I
should
am
I-
able to read.
Should I sit between them, you guys?
No,
Do I need to get between them?
To
You think?
read.
Well,
I
there's-
just.
I didn't
All right,
do
let
any
me-
lead up to Jackie's question.
Let me. So, what is the course of the boats that they're going to
So
take?
we will be leaving at 6 p.m. sharp tonight from
Okay.
Salty Sam's Marina. And let me warn you folks who are driving in for the evening, don't wait till 5 o'clock to get on San Carlos Boulevard and think you're going to get to the beach by 6. Usually it's an hour or more wait. Sometimes the traffic goes past the target. So, and that's both ways. It'll go all the way down the south end and all the way down the north end trying to get in for the parade. Come early, come down, have some lunch today.
That's good news
Have
to
an
know.
early dinner,
Maybe
find
I
your
shouldn't
spot.
I know.
Yep. The free
I think I'm
tram.
staying.
Listen, the free tram is running no matter where you park between the library and Bowditch Point. The tram is running. It can pick you up. It can drop you off. You can go for a ride, put your hands in the air.
Do you think the crowd
Look
is
at 'em
gonna,
like you just don't
Do you think it's
care.
going to be that big tonight?
I think so.
It's hard
My
to
phone
tell,
has
though.
not stopped ringing all
Good.
morning. So I can't tell from other years, but
Right.
certainly people are ready to have some
Yes.
fun for the holiday. They're ready to ring in the holiday cheer. This is the first time in 2 years for the boat parade.
Right.
The boat captains are super stoked
Yeah.
and the crews on the boat. So we'll start at Salty Sam's to finish the question. And we're going to run down alongside the shrimp boats heading toward Dock Fords. We'll make that bend past Dixie Fish, come around Bonita Bills. All of those are people choice locations. So you can vote for, people's choice there, and they are sponsoring the parade. We'll go under the Matanzas Pass Bridge. We'll go to the right around the Coast Guard station. We'll go back down along the houses on San Carlos Island, back toward the Getaway Marina. We are planning on popping into that basin there by Getaway Marina and spinning around. We were going to go around Pelican Island. We are not going to do that because of tide, because of the sandbars and whatnot. Some stuff has shifted. So we're going to spin around in the basin there. We are not going up and down the finger canals in Siesta Isles this year. So please know that, folks. I'm sorry. It just, the captains were not comfortable enough with what might be under the water in there still. It's still a little bit tight. We've had a couple of sandbars move from the storm. We had a big dredge in there. Apparently it pulled out a big catamaran. It blew sand all over the place and moved a whole sandbar. So we're just going to spin around in the Getaway Marina. We're going to come back out. We'll go straight across toward Bowditch Point. And then we'll turn left at Bowditch Point in front of the pink shell, come right along the bay side of Estero Island there, all the way down past the Pink Shell Marina, who is also a sponsor this year for us. Thank you very much for People's Choice. So they will be hosting folks there in the marina side of the resort. We'll come down toward Snug Harbor Restaurant. We're gonna snug up as close as we can. You like that snug up?
Just before you go on, before you go on.
So we're on the tail end of it. You're
well, kind of. Listen,
okay.
So we're actually and also Rude Shrimp. So if you're at the Rude Shrimp, there's gonna be a little party going on there. We'll come right up kind of close to you, as close as we can get. We'll pass Snug Harbor. We'll go under the bridge, past Matanzas. We'll continue on the south along Estero Island, all the way toward the last houses. We will cut across the mooring field towards Salty Sam's. So normally that's the end of the parade. But because we're not doing the Finger Isles, we may have some extra time this year. We may do another loop. So the captains are talking about doing a second loop out in the bay. So we'll go back around again, go under the bridge.
The first loop is going to take?
Normally our parade's about 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
So when do you think, for people that are at Snug Harbor, when do you think the first boat?
The first one come around, I think you should, well, you'll see us coming through the bridge the first time at 6:15, 6:20, because we'll
on the other side.
We'll go around. I think we'll be back around this way by 6:45.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 o'clock, somewhere in there.
We're just trying to figure out what time to start.
This is a little bit new for us. Normally it takes, half an hour or 45 minutes to go through those finger canals, and we're not doing that. So we will come back around. And like I said, the captains are pretty excited about doing a second loop. So I suspect we may do that. And then we'll see boats start to break off from there. Normally we have our awards party immediately after the parade. We cannot do that this year, unfortunately, because Salty Sam's docks are not in. There's not enough dockage for 40 boats. Salty Sam's also a sponsor. Thank you guys very much. So we will.
You sound like me reading all the ads.
Right? We will do that. We will do the awards party Wednesday evening at Salty Sam's.
Oh, cool.
Everyone is welcome. If you are on one of the boats, it's complimentary. If you're a guest, it's $5 to help cover the cost of the appetizers they're going to put out. Just let us know.
That's nothing.
Cash bar, and we'll be doing the awards and just having some fun there that evening. So
let me ask you a question that Becky has. Where is a close spot to watch the boat parade tonight if I'm handicapped? I have not seen it live. I'll watch your live video. Well,
live video will be you guys, right? Because you'll be doing it live. There may be some live streaming as well going on from different entities. I'm waiting to find out about that. And I would think if you're coming down here anywhere along the Back Bay area, of course, any of the restaurants, Dock Ford, Dixie Fish, Bonita,
are
Snug,
accessible.
Pink Shell, Rude Shrimp.
Bayside, right?
Bayside Park right here. But listen, if you think you're coming to Bayside Park and you're going to watch from Bayside Park, you need to come early. Don't be coming at 4 o'clock and think you're going to put your lawn chair right up front. It's you know.
And by the way, everybody, if you're coming to the restaurant, you're going to, I know I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but if you're going to park behind Wahoo Willie's, don't take your anger out on the owner of the restaurant that he raised the price for the parking.
The parking lot's not
the
his,
parking lot is owned by somebody else, and he raised the price to $20.
Yeah.
Peter and Nick are not gouging you to come to the restaurant. Whoever owns the parking lot jacked up the price, so that's not on them.
Also, remember again that the tram is running.
Everybody jacks up the prices
in
their parking when there's an event going on.
I just want people to know who to yell at.
No offense, but
nobody's
everybody's trying to make up some money, right? Because we lost, a couple of years worth of revenue.
It's so funny. After you, oh boy,
what did I do?
Rich. I'm gonna save it for another day.
So let me remind everybody: you can park further down the island between the library and Bowditch Point. The tram is running; it's free. It's hop on, hop off. It's like going to Disney World, but you're not paying $200 a person to get in. So,
but to let people know, Lynn Hall Park is closed.
Lynn Hall Park is closed. I thought that they were going to open some of those spots. So just kind of be aware of that. But there's plenty of private lots. All the way down the island. The beach accesses are open.
And the trolley.
The tram. You could park down by the library and by
get on the tram.
by the elementary school in Bay Oaks, by the pool back in there,
Mhm.
and you can catch the little tram and ride down.
Right.
You
So-
could park and ride your bike over too.
True. I have some folks
What
riding
you-
their e-bikes.
What you
Yeah,
shouldn't
or a
do.
regular bike, which is probably
Yep.
what I'm going to end up doing.
What
now
you
that I
should
think
what you
about it.
shouldn't do is see an empty lot somewhere on the island
Yeah,
and
no.
think that you can just pull in there
yeah,
on the
no,
sand.
Yeah, don't
No.
you'll get stuck.
You'll
How
get
many
stuck.
people have we had to pull out their cars out of the lots off the beach?
We can
We've had
make a
people
calendar
drive
out of
out
it.
onto the beach and be like, "Oh,
Yes.
Wait a
bummer.
minute.
You're
Yeah.
stuck now." Oh, don't you feel smart?
We've
Here
documented
comes the
that.
tide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here comes the tide. Exactly.
So, anything else on the boat parade before we?
No, just
Okay.
have a great evening, have a lot of fun. Please take care to visit our sponsors and thank them for sponsoring the parade. Thank all the boat captains. There is one boat that is on Estero Boulevard lit up.
I
It's
saw
been
that
lit
this
up
morning.
every night.
Took a picture of it.
And they've been decorating it and they have it on their trailer right there in their front
Who
yard.
owns it?
They're it's right in front of it's on Voorhees and
Yeah, do you know
Estero,
who
in front
owns
of the
the boat,
fire
though?
station. Yeah, they're living in their RV over
Yeah.
there. They have no house. There's some sticks sticking up out of the ground in their RV and their decorated boat, which
Yep.
I love. I
Awesome.
think it's amazing.
It was
It's-
flashing. The lights
yeah,
were
it looks
flashing
so
this morning.
cute.
Yeah,
So cute. Yeah, they are one of the contenders for the People's Choice.
it looked great.
Yeah,
that's going to be tough
they
to
go
beat.
all out. So
The other
they're
thing
pretty
about
excited.
Snug Harbor is they're
Mhm.
going to have extra seating out in the sand area like they do during a concert. So it's not just going to be the restaurant. So if you're coming down,
Mhm.
they're going to have the bar set up out here
Yep.
for folks on their property next to Snug Harbor. So this is
Yep.
going to be a great spot if you want to come down. And I'm sure there are many, but
right.
this is going to be a great spot if you can get down here. So
Yeah. Go down to Times Square too. The poinsettia Christmas tree is up.
yes,
Mhm.
It's cute as a button. Santa Claus was there last night. Kids were writing letters to Santa. It was so cute. And they had some hot cider out there. They won't have hot cider tonight, but the
Yeah.
Christmas tree is there. It's some great shots right before the sun sets. Amazing photo op out there.
Yeah.
So they've
Do you
got
not-
some beautiful palm
pretty.
trees in
Yeah.
and La Ola's up there and Yotako. So lots of places to get some frosty cold drinks and some yummy food.
So, in addition to all these events that are coming up, the boat parade, the bike
Yeah.
parade
Oh,
is
gosh,
next
yes.
Saturday.
No, 2 Saturdays, right?
Oh, is it the
Saturday is
16th?
the
Sorry.
Christmas. Yeah, the
Yeah, 2
Women's Club.
Saturdays.
Yep.
Women's Club is next weekend. I'm
Mhm.
getting them all confused. There's so
Yep.
many now, which is good. I
Yeah.
mean, compared to
Yeah.
last year when there
Yep.
was very few.
And just a quick question: do you still have the calendar up on the website?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah,
if
the
people
Women's
get
Club has that.
Get confused. There are calendars to keep track of all the amazing events that are
Yeah,
going
Women's
on.
Club kind of is the home to all of our island
Mm,
calendars. So
mhm.
all of the organizations tend to put their stuff onto the
On
Women's
there,
Club,
right.
but the
They
chamber
aggregate
has
all the
the chamber has stuff too. If you want more information, also FMB Boat Parade or Fort Myers Beach Boat Parade, and that'll bring up the boat parade info. And don't forget about Sunday. Every Sunday, 4 to 7 at Bayside Park, we're doing a free concert series. The town and the chamber are presenting the concert series every Sunday. And then we Snug Harbor, Wahoo Willies, our supporters. And then every other Sunday, a different entity. Right now, it's Moss Marina
Mhm.
is supporting us. And then Christmas Eve, we're going to have a Christmas concert.
Oh,
So
nice.
Christmas Eve, 4 to 7, it's a Sunday. So
Do you know
Nice.
who
yeah.
this Sunday? Who's going to be
this Sunday, I think, is Riverside,
Okay.
if I remember
All right.
correctly. I think it's Riverside.
So,
And then Christmas Eve is going to be a young man who is an FGCU music school graduate and he has an orchestra.
Oh,
And
wow.
he does everything from modern Christmas stuff to swing to big band to orchestra Christmas music. So I'm not sure how big of a group he's bringing, but that should be a lot of fun Christmas
will
Eve.
be.
and also for the weekend of the bike parade, there's going to be a band out there. So it'll be a
Correct.
weekend of music
Yep.
called Simplify. will be.
Semperfi.
Oh.
Semperfi?
Simplify.
Okay, might be. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was.
They're going to be Saturday right after the bike parade. So it's hard to keep track of all of it.
Simplify? Simplify?
If
I'm not
it's
sure.
Semperfi!
it's
That
going
would
to
be
be
something.
Marines.
That would be. Yeah, boy, that'd be
Thank you.
good. Yeah.
So I want to make sure that we bring up the fact that so much is happening right
Yeah.
now on the beach. And, as the president of the chamber, you're involved in all these ribbon cuttings and all these businesses reopening like Mr. Waves and Tuna Skin. And
Yeah.
then next week is crazy because we've got the beach school.
Oh my
Finally,
gosh, how
the beach school is
exciting, right?
reopening on
Oh,
Tuesday.
Thank goodness.
They're cutting the
Thank
ribbon
goodness.
Tuesday morning at 9:00. And then Thursday is going to be the most insane day on this island when
Yeah, it's-
Margaritaville opens with a
Yep.
ribbon cutting. And they were
there's
telling me
so
there's
much stuff.
yeah, so many people have been invited to that. And
Mhm.
what is
I
that? What do you
just-
go ahead?
Yeah.
I just want to ask if you have ribbon now.
Oh,
in
yes.
your cutting.
Yes, we do. The
Did
ribbon.
you-
Yeah, Mr. Waves was holding on to the ribbon for me.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
unbeknownst to me, somebody named Ed took the ribbon out of the case when he took the scissors out of the
Oh.
case. And then
Ed
the
who?
ribbon got set aside, and I
I was
didn't
at
realize
the-
that the ribbon was gone.
Ah.
So we got to
Listen,
tuna
Tuna
skin.
skins.
I'm gonna
ribbon
do a-
Yeah, so
cutting.
you know what
And
you know what they used?
I was like, I'm so sorry. I had no
It's
idea.
okay.
They-
No, it wasn't. It
and
was
we
just
were wondering
you know.
like what was going on.
Yeah,
in
you
the
know what they
inside. You were-
used?
no.
Listen, mother necessity is the mother of
Right.
invention, right? Cash register tape. And it
Well,
wasn't
it
my
looked
idea.
fun.
I have to give that credit to the tuna skin crew, man. They came
They
up
didn't
with
have
that.
ribbon for that? Okay.
No, because
No,
it was
'cause you-
sitting at Mr. Waves.
I didn't do anything. I didn't open the scissor
Yeah.
case.
Did
I,
you buy,
he didn't.
like,
I
or
handed
did he
him, folks. I
buy,
handed
like,
him the
a bunch
I
scissors.
of
put the scissor
purple?
case under
And
the
I told
table so
him,
nobody could touch it.
Don't open these because they're super sharp. And then
Say-
you know what else happened? I cut my own finger with them.
Yeah.
I did. I literally was
folks,
bleeding all
right-
over
They're
the ground.
like big scissors.
And they're super sharp.
Write this
So,
down. On Monday, we're
yeah.
going to do a pop-up fundraiser and nothing but ribbon.
Nothing
That's
but
all we're going to
ribbon.
get donated. Nothing but ribbon. All different colors.
We do need some nice white ribbon cutting ribbon
ribbon.
that says grand opening on it. Ours floated away, and I haven't been able to source it since
Huh.
then.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's what's out there is not so hot and really
Yeah.
expensive. So
What do you
if anybody's
think-
got a link for that.
What do you think the opening of Margaritaville means for Fort Myers Beach?
Wow, that's just bringing additional people to the island. It's bringing 25% more rooms online.
Yes.
We have a little over 800 rooms online right now, and that'll bring another 254 or 252, something like that.
254.
So we'll be over 1,000 rooms. Think about it. We're increasing it by more than 25%. What's available, and it's going to bring people, I think, who have never been here before. Maybe who've never seen our island. They're coming because of the Margaritaville brand. They want to check it out. There's a lot of folks who do this. They go to each new one. That's their thing.
Wow.
And I think it's going to introduce our island to a whole new set of people that maybe never would have considered coming here before, which I think is super exciting.
That is.
I think they're going to spread out. They're going to enjoy the resort. Obviously, it's beautiful and there's a lot to offer there, but they're going to leave the resort and they're going to spread out and they're going to walk around. They're going to want to see what else is out here. And they're going to come to this restaurant and that restaurant. They're going to go down to the Mound House and they're going to walk the beach and they're going to find Snook Bite and they're going to find Moss Marina and they're going to find Pink Shell. And they're just going to walk all over the place, over the bridge, go to the shrimp boats.
Mhm.
I mean, we've got a lot to offer here.
Yes.
We have amazing history. And I think they're going to come over that bridge and fall in love just like all of us did.
Now, when you were talking about the hotel rooms, how do you recall how many hotel rooms there were before Ian compared to now?
Well, before Charlie, there were a lot more. I
Okay.
mean, we lost 3 hotels out where Crescent Beach Park was. It was a Holiday Inn, like a Days Inn. I'm trying to remember what the other one was, but there was a lot of rooms out there. So we lost a bunch of those. Those never came back. And then before Charlie, we didn't really lose a whole lot of rooms during Charlie.
Okay.
Yeah, that just kind of well, wait a minute. Let me say this right. Before Charlie is when we had the hotels out on Crescent Beach Park.
So Charlie, you lost 3.
Yeah,
Hotels.
yeah,
And then
and hundreds of rooms, so like 300 and some. I don't remember exactly what the
and
number
then
is.
before Ian, do you remember how many there were? Not to
Before
put you on the
Ian,
spot.
we are at 25% of recovery of rooms
Wow.
right now, and that includes hotel rooms and vacation rentals. So we only have about 24, 25, 26% of our rooms
And
back online.
Margarita will put you where?
It'll put us over 1,000 hotel rooms,
Yeah.
open rooms. So it'll probably bump us up to, I don't know, what would that be? 29%, 30%, somewhere in
Right.
there.
But they weren't in the
Um,
count from before. So
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
But you got to remember, we lost so many vacation rental homes. I mean, those 70% of those houses were gone.
And I think next year, there are going to be so many more condos open. You see
I
the
think
work
so
being
too.
done
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
south
yeah,
end
yeah.
finally,
I think
and
the
more
condos
condos
are-
getting
I see
open,
some
which is
folks
nice.
from condos here. I mean, our condos, we probably only have, Dave probably has a good idea, sit in the audience, 2 condos open, 10% of the condo rooms open,
Wow.
maybe.
That's crazy.
I mean,
And then Santini Plaza, which is going at a snail's pace. If that ever
Lord,
opens, it's going to be
yeah.
great.
Like molasses in January,
Yeah.
right?
crazy.
We're hoping January. Speaking of January for Santini, maybe we're
I
working
don't know.
on
I
it.
was there today. Look, that's wishful thinking, but who
Yeah,
knows? I mean,
if you got to get the keys to the
to get inside,
to
do
the
some work.
tenants, right? So they can
do the
start doing the
inside stuff.
interiors,
Yeah,
and of
yeah,
course
yeah,
the
yeah.
stores and the businesses will come back first because they're the easiest. The restaurants are going to take a while
Yeah.
because it's equipment and permits and all that stuff. So
I said this morning, the first restaurant that opens in Santini Plaza, they better have a lot of employees because they're going to be mobbed for the
they're gonna be
longest time.
mobbed. They're
People
gonna be mobbed
just
with people and
Yeah.
and employees, so it'll be wonderful to get those back.
now. I want to ask you what you think of the Neptune,
What I think of the Neptune?
the new proposal for the
I
Neptune.
think that this is a company that bought the Neptune a year before the storm, almost to the day. I think they were committed, I know that they were committed to keeping the spirit of the Neptune alive. They didn't want to change the resort. They bought it because it was what it was. They bought it because it was this quaint, unique experience, and they wanted to just kind of, shiny it up a little bit. And they had no plans on developing that at all, period. I mean, that was what they wanted. There was a boutique hotel. They were going to add some food and beverage to it and, continue on with it as this amazing little spot on the island. I think what would have happened for all of us is we would have been falling in love with it as song. The minute they bring food and beverage there, people are going to come and eat and drink, and you're like, oh my God, this place is adorable. I don't know that there were a lot of people that ever were in the Neptune. The rooms were wonderful. They were large. They were spacious. They needed a facelift.
Yes,
obviously.
And they admitted that.
Right.
And they did that. They put a lot of money into it. So I don't, redevelopment was never on their mind. Unfortunately, here came Ian, and of course, redevelopment for all of us was never on our mind, right? But here we are. So now you're dealing with what you have to do. They did not meet the 50% rule for some of the buildings. So the cost of taking those down and doing something different than trying to keep the old, and they just decided to go with a whole new plan. I like the look of it very much. I like how they have engaged the public. I think that's the right way to do it. I like that they're asking for feedback. I know that they're wanting to do one-on-one meetings with folks. So if folks really have concerns, they're going to meet with them one-on-one. So that's going to be coming up, and they want to hear about that. They want to hear what you have to say. But do I want to see stuff go way up in the sky? No, I don't. But we don't have a choice, guys.
Right.
And,
You have to
FEMA's
start
got
higher.
us. Yeah, we got to go higher. There's not going to be options. There's some ways to have things on the ground, but when you're on the Gulf side, you can't even flood proof a lot of stuff on that side. So we've got to work within the parameters that we have. We have concerns with parking. We have concerns with density. Those are all valid. I hear them. I appreciate them. I understand them. But then you also have concerns from folks who are not out-of-town developers. These are folks who were here. They committed to our island before. They want to bring our island back, and they have to pay for the building.
Yeah.
You can't have a $2,000 a month mortgage and $1,000 a month childcare bill and $1,000 a month car payment, and then pay your utilities, your grosses, your fun,
Right.
and all of that. And when you only have a $3,000 salary,
Yeah.
Right.
So,
it just doesn't work.
in full disclosure, your husband is on the LPA.
Yes, he is.
And so you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but in the current makeup of the LPA and the town, he's on his phone,
Yeah.
and the
of course,
town
he's
council
working.
and the town council, does the current Neptune building get approved?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think it's going to be good question.
Thank you very much. That's $50 that Kim will have to pay me later.
Oh, yeah, right.
I don't think it'll be a slam dunk. I think there's going to be a lot of concerns. There's going to be a lot of discussion.
Why?
Why? Because it's the right thing to do. We got to talk
but
about it.
But
It's- you
I
can't just-
love it.
Well, good for you. Why
I
aren't you on the
know.
LPA?
I
Move to
know.
the island. Let's
I mean,
go.
what's the
This is
concern?
the other thing that just gets me going.
Uh-oh, here we
Everybody's
go.
got an opinion.
Sure.
Everybody can hit the opinion from the keyboard, right?
Right.
But when's the last time that you served on one of our committees, that you ran for the LPA
Well, I
or the
can't.
town
I
council?
don't live on the island. People
Well,
remind me of that every day.
And you guys do a lot of volunteer stuff, but what do you do in your own community? What are you doing to give back to your own community? I know there's a lot of folks out there watching, and they live in different places. It's really easy to criticize people when you're on that side of the.
But
of the
okay, I hear what
camera.
you're saying. But what
But-
do you see as the concern with that design?
I think folks are concerned about the density of it, the number
many
of
rooms,
rooms.
too many rooms.
I think that's going to be probably the biggest sticking point. I think they've got plenty of parking that they've arranged for, but I also find it a little ironic that we're going to make people put hundreds of parking spots in when we don't want traffic.
yeah, we were talking about
Why don't we
that.
find
Yeah.
a different way to have traffic? Why don't
Yeah.
we consider the other types of vehicles on the road that require a license plate,
Right.
like motorcycles, like golf carts, like scooters?
Yeah.
Like you need a license for those, right?
Yeah.
Well, why don't they count?
So you think that it's going to have a hard
Yeah.
time with the number of rooms?
I think it's going to be some heavy
But
discussion.
when the vice mayor says something
Yeah.
like the people that come first, they should get a little special treatment. He didn't use those words, but that's kind of like a public benefit. We need businesses to open.
and it's the chick or the egg, right? as a
Right.
business person, someone who owned a business on the island, still owns a business, but I live here. I'm a resident. I'm a fire commissioner. I'm the president of the chamber. Listen, I've got all these different hats on. I get that. But what comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Mhm.
Like, do the businesses come before the people, or do people come before the businesses? I mean, you
Right.
need both.
Right.
It's a little race
Balancing
that goes
act
forward.
there. Yeah.
And I love the discussions that we're having. I think they're important. But
when
I
I-
think we need to
But when I
get the
talked to
businesses
when I
open.
talked to those guys on Wednesday, they said
Yeah.
this is our plan. This is
Yeah,
what's
and-
going to make it work.
And you
What
know
if it-
what? They're running their dollars and cents. They know what it's going to cost. I go back to, if you've got $5,000 of expenses a month in your own personal life, and your salary that you bring home is $3,500 a month, it doesn't work, guys.
Right.
You can't do that. You got to cut somehow. And there gets to be a point where you cut so much, it doesn't make sense to put
go
something back
forward.
there.
Right.
So I think, long and the short, I think, again, it's not my decision. I'm not on the LPA. I'm not on the town council. This is, out of my wheelhouse. But I think that they will get something approved. What that's going to look like, I don't know. That's going to be up to the folks to make
But you
the
think
decisions.
it'll be different?
But I think they've got a great plan. It's beautiful.
And they've mushed
And
it in.
They're providing us a beach restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, we need beach restaurants.
Yes.
Mhm.
I mean, we only got a couple. We
Yeah.
need restaurants on the beach. We need places
Well,
we
you
can go
guys
to
should
our
all,
tiki
if
bars.
you live on the island, you should
Yeah.
voice your opinion to the
Yeah.
LPA and the town council that you like
get
the plan or
involved
don't.
too,
Yeah.
folks. Get involved. I mean, a lot of our islanders here, I know they're involved. We got people out here today watching in the audience.
Yeah. Join the
They're taking
Murph
time.
committee.
Yeah, they're taking time to come out. My year for 2024, and this kind of falls into this whole thing, is about giving back. So many people gave to us this last year
Right.
and came to our call when we needed rescuing. I'm going to challenge folks in 2024 to give back. Our community to give back to others, and other communities to give back to their own community. Because whether you live in Cincinnati, Ohio, or Libertyville, or some other small town, there are people running your town that need help.
Right.
And there are organizations in your town that need help. Take a moment and give a little bit back next year.
When we do the Sunday brunch with the mayor, if he can't make it, we need to have you fill in because we can go a whole hour.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for sure. It's especially to,
it's hard. It's hard.
especially to talk about the businesses because
Yeah.
it's like you own the Sea Gypsy with Scott, and you have
Yeah.
you don't have no you have no idea what you're going to do.
Right now we're kind of dead stopped in the water. Luckily, we partnered up with the Goods, and Graham has his hardware store open on our lot, which is providing hardware and now some ice cream and some LP gas, propane gas tanks, stuff like that on the island that we didn't have before. So I love to see the partnerships that are forming. Those are happening all over the
Yeah.
island.
People are being
But we need the
flexible.
buildings
Yeah.
so we can put the businesses into the buildings. We got the bike organization, Sun and Fun. They got their
Yeah.
organization
Mhm.
up and running on the island out of trailers. I love the creativity.
Right.
But
And
we
it
have
looks
to get
good.
it looks adorable, but we got to get we got to get buildings back. And it's tough. There's no easy answers. Everybody's doing the best they can. The town staff is working their buns off,
To get
and
the permits
our
through.
town
Yep,
management
yep.
is working their buns off,
Yeah.
trying to get the kinks out of things, and contractors and pricing. And Lord, even I'm living in a bedroom with a microwave with 2 dogs, 2 cats, my husband and my sister upstairs in a bedroom. I mean, our
Wow.
house is
that
still
sounds
in limbo. So, it is what it is, but it's okay. We'll get there. We will all get there. We just have to keep, pushing forward and lifting each other up.
All right.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for
Yes,
coming
there's
on.
a
I
leak.
appreciate
I gotta
it.
read the leak. There's a leak by Margaritaville, so I'll read it after.
Oh, a
But
leak.
okay. So the boat parade
Oh.
tonight starts at 6
Yeah.
o'clock. Jackie, the
Yep.
chamber.
Thank you, guys.
35
Yeah.
years. Jackie,
Yeah, please
Yeah.
tune in.
Lisa.
Yay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
thank you
Happy
so
holidays.
much, Jackie. We'll see you tonight. And remember to tell those boat people to come nice and close to the dock and light up there. All right. So somebody handed me their phone. This is an urgent message from the town of Fort Myers Beach. There's a water leak in the vicinity of Margaritaville Resort along Estero Boulevard and near the Matanzas Pass Bridge. Motorists and pedestrians are advised to use caution when walking or driving in the area and to avoid the area if at all possible. And there's the police about ready to tell you to stay away. When we have more information, we will share it with you. Thank you. Breaking news, everybody. Where's our breaking news sounder? I want to tell you about Starlight Electric. Starlight Electric is one of our sponsors. And if you need electric, if you don't have electric, you want electric because you can't use your hair dryer if you don't have electric, and everybody needs a hair dryer. Give them a call at 239-641-9611. 239-641-9611. They are locally owned and operated since 2013. Licensed in Florida since 2004. Wow, that's like 100 years ago. Both owners are involved in the daily operations, and we want you to give Starlight because, when a company has the word light in their name, obviously they're good at electric. So give them a call at 239-641-9611. Thank you, Scott. And let me remind folks that if you came late, you can buy a raffle ticket for $10. All the money goes to the Fort Myers Beach Women's Club. And the prize is two tickets on the Margaritaville at Sea, a cruise. That's a 2-night cruise to the Bahamas for a $10 donation to the Fort Myers Beach Women's Club. Marie here with the yellow shirt on that says Beach Talk Radio on the back will take your $10 gladly, and she will give you a raffle ticket, and hopefully she will write your name and phone number on the back clearly so that I can read it in case you are the winner. You must be present to win next Saturday at our first show at Margaritaville. So it's $10. You can buy as many tickets as you want. I mean, who doesn't want to go on a cruise with parrots and Jimmy Buffett music? So, Daniel, you ready to roll, man? I saw you walk in. You're the nicest dressed person in the place, so I figured you had to be our guest. Daniel Ty, did I say that right? You sure did. All right, let me turn your mic on first. So make sure you're on. There you are. There's our camera. There you are. And why are you so overdressed, man? It's the beach.
You know, I'm a lawyer, and I didn't really know.
Oh, geez, Dave, he's a lawyer. I didn't know that.
So,
all right.
This is casual.
You're underdressed. So tell us about your company.
Sure. So I'm here representing Ty PA. It's my law firm. We've been operating here in Florida for over a decade, and the focus of my practice has been property damage claims. I moved here to the local community in 2017 following Hurricane Irma, and we recovered about $250 million for homeowners and commercial property owners from Hurricane Irma. And I never expected to be back here, following another hurricane, another tragic event. So was happy to connect with you.
Yeah. I don't even remember how. I think you made a donation to the show or something. Thank you.
Yeah. We found you guys, and we thought it was really cool what you're doing and wanted to support you. And then you were kind enough to reach out. And my purpose, we always just look to add value. So if I can just, help with some insurance basics, some hurricane type stuff, we're not here to promote the business. We're here to just help out and see what we do.
Right. And
I have to say, you have some fly sneakers on there.
what are those
Let me
things?
see if I can get them.
How do you get?
My goodness!
What are those?
You got to look.
I know, so
he's
stylish.
bringing the style.
She gives me grief because I wear the same shorts every day to the
Everybody
show,
does.
and everybody says, "Doesn't he have any other shorts?" I'm like,
Okay,
it's like my show uniform. It's like you wear the.
No, I assure people he's got a ton of really nice name brand shorts, but he's
there's a thing about the shorts where if they have this like elastic thing where it's and it hugs your belly, you know what I mean, Dave? If it hugs your belly, it's very uncomfortable, and I don't like that. So
they're all like this. You just are very rigid.
So what is your favorite movie?
Well, I also want to say I keep an emergency tank top in the truck just in case. I knew I was coming out to the beach, so it was a no-brainer for me.
I know you're rocking the long sleeves. I'm like, it's a little
this thing's
warm
coming right
today.
off after the show.
But lawyers don't sweat, man. You've got no pits or anything.
Well, a good lawyer doesn't sweat.
So, you tell us
Do you
about.
ever watch the show Suits?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
What is
I
that?
love that?
What is that?
It's a lawyer show.
Okay.
And actually, it's featuring Meghan Markle, who is
Really?
married to Prince Harry.
yeah,
She's
that's
very
right.
newsworthy right now.
Yeah.
Maybe this is when I should go
Are
to the
you
bathroom.
like Harvey Specter?
I would take that as a compliment.
I
He's a
know,
very
he's-
effective and
yeah.
handsome lawyer.
He's got it going on. I mean, he's cool as a cucumber. That's what made me think of it. Okay.
So the
Sorry
first.
to digress.
No,
because
that's
I know
fine.
you never do
Every
that.
once in a while, dear, I want you to have fun with the show. I
Oh,
want
well,
you to
thank
make
you.
it seem like you really want to be here. So
Well,
if you want to talk
sitting
about
next to
some
you.
Netflix shows, that's fine. So Daniel, you said something about, was it Irma?
Yeah, so Hurricane Irma, obviously, everyone who's lived here locally, lived through that whole experience. And that's when we really started deploying a lot of our resources and our focus from more everyday claims, helping people with, pipe bursts and, other just kind of things that happen in regular life that are unfortunate, to recovering from these catastrophic situations. And of course, as we all know, following a big storm, everything is different. Everything is thrown off. Your world is thrown off.
Right.
And to that point, real quick, I have my friends Doug and Heather with the APA, the American Policyholder Association.
Okay, what is that? Explain
And
that, what that means.
So I'll give you the quick and
Okay,
dirty on
sure.
it. So it's an organization that watchdogs insurance companies for insurance fraud.
Raise your hand. Everybody
So,
needs to come
right
see
over
you
here.
guys. Wow.
Yeah. And
Dude,
yeah.
before you go further,
Yeah.
the insurance CEOs in this country should go to jail. The way they've treated people on this beach. I mean, the people on this beach have been paying these crazy amounts of money and they just got screwed. They all got screwed.
Absolutely. We see it every day. It's super unfortunate. The only silver lining at all is you can just see the resiliency of this community.
Yeah.
It's brought people together. And but you're absolutely right. And that's a lot of the work that the APA does, is investigating and then turning over that information to the attorney generals to actually make an impact. We're not
Let me ask you this. How do the insurance companies, other than getting on the phone and colluding with each other, say it was wind? No, it was water. No, it was water. It was wind. And then the poor homeowner who has no idea what the hell they're talking about, they have nothing for months and months at a time. Nothing, nowhere to live, nowhere to go, no help.
Yeah. So a lot of policyholders, they find themselves kind of stuck in the middle, right? So they've got an insurance company on one end telling them,
I'll go north end.
you know, your claim is under your deductible, which is just absurd when you see the extent of the damage on some of these properties. They're not in a position, most people aren't, and I certainly understand that, is they're not in a position to understand and read a complex legal contract, that insurance policy, right? Why would they have that background? You buy it in the case of catastrophe, then that catastrophe hits.
And they don't help you.
And the insurance company sends an adjuster who's supposed to have a duty to take care of you the right way. Unfortunately, these adjusters are incentivized, not directly, but to serve their masters, right? And that's the insurance company. It's not that
Save the money.
Save the money. So homeowners just find themselves, you know, in a place where they don't have the knowledge, the skills, or the experience to fight for themselves and advocate for themselves.
But then they have to.
Let me just ask. So what about the scenario where the insurance company drags their feet, and the person that's living in the house is like, I have to do something. So they make some repair, and then the insurance company goes, you null and voided the contract.
Yeah.
We out.
So
that really seems crappy.
That's a really great question. I'm glad you asked that, because it's
not only a good question, a great question.
So,
all right, knock it off, people.
Yeah. So yes, great question. But what happens is, again, these insurance policies, they're a contract, and they have, in that case specifically, two competing interests, right? In your policy, you have a duty to mitigate your damages. Mitigate, fancy word for don't let it get worse, right? And then in that same contract, they have a right to investigate your claim. So what do? Do you make the repairs and then they say, well, we didn't get to investigate the claim? Or do you let your property sit around where you may not even be inhabitable? And then where are you going to stay? What are you going to do? It's your home. So they put these policy owners in this position where they cannot win. And it's not by mistake. It's
So
by
the first,
and is there a defense to that, or an offense?
Sure. So the best advice, and obviously I'm a lawyer, so
Right.
I
We get it.
everything, it depends, right? But generally what we advise is communication is going to be key if you find yourself in really any sort of situation where you don't know what's going on, right? So maybe do a little bit of research, whatever you're comfortable with. Certainly you can reach out. We consult all day with all sorts of great people that we do not even send them an engagement letter. You know, we're happy to help people, but there's a lot of great resources out there. But I would start by doing your research a little bit, just so you have some context, but then communicating with that adjuster, communicating with your insurance company. So for example, you know, a lot of people suffered roof leaks, of course. So you could put an emergency tarp up there. That's a very reasonable thing to do to mitigate your damages. But if you happen to have the money and you wanted to say, hey, I need to put this behind me, I'm going to replace my whole roof, you might find yourself in a situation where they would say, hey, we didn't get a chance to do our investigation. You destroyed the evidence.
Sounds like FEMA.
Right. Well, then
Same thing.
Similar. So what you can do is, what we advise people to do is communicate and let that adjuster know. Give them a reasonable time frame in which they can complete their investigation, but they don't get an unlimited option to constantly investigate for years at a time.
Is there a statute on reasonable? Because
unfortunately not.
They're reasonable and my reasonable probably going to be very different.
You're 100% correct.
Why isn't some of
it's
this
not.
already like? Why isn't this some somewhere already written. Like you should have
You would think
30
the state,
days,
especially in the
60
state of
30
Florida,
days,
you would think
whatever,
the state of
but
Florida would be
90
stronger.
days, something.
Well, you're absolutely right. And we do have statutes that protect policyholders against insurance companies, right? Because when you buy that insurance policy, it's a policy of adhesion, which means they offer it, you buy it. You don't get to negotiate. Also,
Right.
it's required in a lot of cases in our mortgage markets and our automobile, of course. So there are laws, the state statutes that protect policyholders. The problem is the insurance companies don't follow them. And that's where we come in, is when in any insurance claim, you've got a claim investigation, the claim presentation, a claim negotiation, which hopefully goes smoothly, and then a claim dispute if that's, if the claim amount is disputed.
Are you guys watching on our Facebook page? If you are, people are asking for information. If you could type in all the information, phone number, contact, that'd be great. If in our chat box, it's Beach Talk Radio on Facebook. People are asking how to contact. So if you could type it in there, that'd be great. So the first thing people usually do is get a public adjuster. The public adjuster gets them a little bit of money they don't pay until they get more money. And then after that, you got to get a lawyer.
Yeah, that's unfortunately seemed to really emerge as the preeminent workflow, right? For someone to get what they already deserve. And it's unfortunate. It shouldn't be that way, right? What I was saying with the steps in any claim process, I don't care if it's the Empire State Building, or a single family ranch home. You investigate the claim. So we say, what's in the policy? What's covered, and then what's the damage? What needs to be physically done to restore the property to its pre-loss condition? So that's that investigation. Then the presentation is you send it in the insurance company. They're supposed to make an honest evaluation, and they're supposed to pay your claim within 60 days in most cases. So, and exactly, it is. It's
60
laughable.
days.
Well, we
laughable.
did. I mean, we were lucky, but
Yeah, but why is it different for us on Gateway than it was for the people on the beach that got hammered the
probably
most?
because it was a lot smaller deal for us, and I think we have a pretty good insurance company.
Yeah, and I don't know the specifics, but certainly one of the major factors that people ask about, they're saying, why is this claim taking so long versus my neighbor's
Jessica's saying this is exactly what happened to us. So I mean,
Right.
I field the calls every day.
now you're one of the things. Go ahead.
No, I just want to ask, we're through this storm season for now. Next storm season, and there was a recent law change, right, about how's that going to affect people if, I mean, not something like Ian, but in the future for people to understand
you should
that law
explain what you're
change
talking
now.
about too. You should explain that.
Where you
I can give
can't,
a little
yes,
context.
that'd be great.
Yeah. So recently the legislature kind of worked backwards against policyholders under the guise that they're helping everyone in Florida by lowering insurance rates. What they did was they took the right for a policyholder who has to sue their own insurance company to get what they're owed. And a lawyer like me proves it in court. The law used to be that I could ask for additional fees to compensate me so that I wouldn't have to dig into that pile of money I recovered for my homeowner or my commercial property owner that needs that money that I proved they were owed against their own insurance company that they've been paying for years. So that was the law. And that functioned for decades. Before I was born, that was the law.
And
that changed.
The reason they changed the law was they claimed that it was going to create more competition for more insurance companies.
And it has.
Right.
And one of the new insurance companies is backed by one of the state senators that pushed that bill through. Right? Does that tell you everything you need to know about how this all works? It's designed against the little guy. They look at, and I hate to say it, I try to be, reasonably professional about this stuff, but they look at policy
This
owners.
is a totally unprofessional show, so feel free to be
Let me get my
unprofessional
tank top
so-
on then. Let's get off the record.
Yeah. people
Well,
don't
there's a
want on
lot
the
of
record.
people here that want you to put on a tank top, Marie.
Are you putting on a tank top, Marie?
No, she wants him to put one
I
on.
could lose a button in the meantime. I don't
Marie,
know.
jeez. Marie, you're married. Cut that out. Stop it.
Go ahead.
But they treat these policy owners, they treat us, I'm a policy owner, they treat us like cannon fodder, right? We're there to pay them premiums, and that's what we're there for. That's it.
Is there anything, knowing that that's the situation now, is there any way to, I don't know, protect your, if something happens, what should you do now?
So, and again, terrific question. If we could ring the bell a little, whatever, it's
I'm
great.
done with the bell.
So, and that's
He's in on the gig now, Marcia. He's in on the gig.
and that's what, yeah, we'll split the prize.
Okay,
together, yeah.
there you go.
But that's
You
really
get a
what
free tank
Okay,
top.
Harvey. It's a
So that's what I'm
joke.
here to do, is try to
Netflix
hopefully
joke.
add some value and just give people the context to make the right choices,
Yeah.
right? So what I do every hurricane season is I take my iPhone camera. My fiance makes fun of me. I have like one from 4 or 5 years ago. Apparently it's not cool. You're supposed to keep up
Okay.
with the times.
Mine
I don't
still
know.
had a home button
So,
on it, not till
that
last
sounds
week.
nice, actually.
Yeah.
So, but you hit that record and you walk around your property the beginning of every hurricane season. It will take you 5, maybe 10, 15 minutes if you got a big home, right? 20 minutes if you got a mansion. But that is going to be invaluable. God forbid something happens, because now you've got evidence of what the property looked like and the condition it was in prior to the damage. Now, when hopefully your claim process will go smoother, because you say, well, here's my kitchen before, here it is after. Right. And here's the itemized estimate of what needs to be done. And it all lines up. You have good evidence. But if you do, unfortunately, need to hire a professional, an adjuster, and we work with a lot of great adjusters, or a law firm, whoever it is, we got great evidence. We're going to win.
Yeah.
That's a very helpful piece of information.
So you were saying in the communication that we were having back and forth that you're working with condos. Like condos is like the biggest problem on this beach. They can't get open.
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
I mean, there are so many different interplayed issues when it comes to condos. You've got condo unit owners. You've got the association documents that outline who's responsible for what. You've got insurance policies that are supposed to cover the different unit owners versus the association. But then we'll find a policy that actually doesn't cover what the association was supposed to cover. There's a gap in coverage, and it might be an E&O claim against the guy or gal who sold them that policy. We've also got the interplay with flood versus wind coverage. And I'm sure, unfortunately, someone out there has had that discussion, to put it mildly, because what these insurers want to do is point fingers at each other, right? And then who's stuck in the middle?
Yeah.
Is someone who's not a
They're
backward
just-
career insurance person.
and they're just
How do
waiting
they
for
know?
them to give up. They're just waiting for the homeowner to give up.
How long is too long? Like, or can you always get a bite at the apple?
From Hurricane Ian, you've got 2 years to notice your claim, which, is just a kind of layperson's term, but to file that initial claim. So time is of the essence. And what we also say is, a newer claim is generally going to be a stronger, better claim. It may not be fair to that homeowner who's supposed to have 2 years, but that's the way the insurance companies look at this. If someone comes up, 18 months later with a new claim from, Hurricane Ian, they're going to evaluate it a little differently. But generally speaking, if you've got damage, also in that policy, you've got a duty to let them know and inform them immediately, right, when you suspect damage. So time is of the essence.
Question from the audience: why do insurance companies consider storm surge as flood when it's wind-driven water?
Well, we're going to get into some policy interpretation or language interpretation, but generally speaking, and this is the rule of thumb that I like to use, water from the top down, windstorm, homeowners, or regular policy coverage, water from the bottom up is generally going to be flood. There's very few exceptions to that. And that's just how the coverage has evolved over the years.
Okay.
And, rightfully, if you're in a flood plan in Florida, they say the advice is everyone should have flood insurance. But that's where you start your analysis to say, well, if the water came from the ocean lifted up like this, certainly there's an argument to be made. And I love trying to be creative that, well, the wind pushed the water.
Sure. Storm surge.
But
what is storm surge? Is that actually water or wind?
Well, I mean, it would be,
Wind-driven
out front
water.
of a low pressure system.
Okay, wind-driven water, low pressure. I mean, so you see how it gets confusing.
100%. And it is confusing. And it's confusing by design.
But then the insurance companies are like, he, we can make it confusing on the homeowner.
And then they wait 2 years and it's too late for you to do anything, or they wait a few more years and you can't even hire a lawyer
It's like
to
a
fight.
Lucky Charms thing you did there.
Leprechaun thing.
Sorry.
No.
So how can people get in touch with you if they have questions, or if they're just ready to throw their hands up because they're getting screwed?
Yeah, sure. So we have a ton of
It's
resources.
free. It's fine to give you. I want you to put your number out there because we want to help people.
I'll put, I'm not happy to share that with anyone. And like I said, I'm not here selling anyone.
Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it.
We're here to add value. We've got a ton of great resources at TIGHE.com. That's TIGHEPA.com. And I'm sure we could post it here. We designed that website to be almost like a resource.
Now that Doug
for
finally
people.
figured out how to find our page, he's posting stuff over there. He's had too many. What are you drinking over there? It's just Diet Coke, right? Yeah, man.
So we've got a bunch of resources there. We have video FAQs on, specific issues.
Cool.
So again, we want to add value. We want people to be able to advocate for themselves as best as possible. Of course, knowing that the reality of the situation is, and by experience, we've helped thousands and thousands of clients who were good people, who bought the right coverage, who had the right type and extent of damage that should have been covered up front, and their insurance company just didn't do what was right.
Well, I think it's great to advocate for yourself, like in the Publix grocery line, for example. But when you're going against,
Can you give me an example of when you advocate for yourself?
What are you talking about?
I had a thing.
The sharp elbows in front of the line.
But if you're going against a big insurance company with a stable full of attorneys, you need to get some backup.
Yeah, I talk, especially with condo associations, we do a lot of work with associations. There are so many different issues and so many twists and turns. And now you've got who's navigating it. You've got great people who live in the condo who my joke is they're not paid enough. They're unpaid, of course, to serve on a board. Their background is one guy was an auto salesman. One gal was a manager of a Home Depot, and she might have the most construction knowledge out of anyone there. But you need an expert. If you're talking about a multi-million-dollar construction project,
right,
where you have to negotiate against a multi-billion-dollar company that's designed to pay you as little as possible, literally designed. I take the adjusters course in Florida. I took it this year so that I knew what they were training them on.
Wow,
that's good. That's a
how
good
deep
idea.
I get.
Yep.
And that's really how this works. This is a system designed to take premiums and not pay them out. And they're they're upfront about it.
And they can wait, and you can't.
100%.
But how does this Attorney General and the state of Florida let them get away with that? I mean, are they all in cahoots together? Is it all about politics and who pays who to be elected and all that?
Very carefully.
No, seriously.
I feel like the fifth is coming.
The work that the American Policyholder Association is doing is very much geared towards preventing a revolving door of insurance executives coming from the regulation side of the insurance companies. And I'm just going to leave it at that. There's plenty of public Washington Post articles. There's, a ton of investigation that's been done.
We gotta have them on
Unfortunately,
next.
the wheels of justice move slow. Law changes move slow, and we're actually moving in the wrong direction based on those legislative changes for the homeowners' rights. We're moving in the wrong direction right now. It's crazy to me as someone who helps every day.
How much did that shirt cost?
I'll just give it to you. After
No,
the
I'm
show,
just seriously.
man.
How much
Sure.
does that shirt cost?
We don't need to get into that.
No, really. I mean,
It's a nice non-iron.
it is a nice shirt. Well, how much did it cost?
$40.
Yeah, maybe $100.
$100 for a shirt. Well, where'd you get it?
I gotta look nice. Brooks
No,
Brothers.
Brooks Brothers.
Oh, that's a good one.
Now you guys-
I better get a plug or
Now
something.
you got
Brooks Brothers.
you got skin tight pants on.
that's
What are
tough.
those things there?
Skin
They're
tight.
not. They're like
They're
those
skin tight
stretchy.
pants.
No,
Are they
no,
not
they're-
skin tight pants? Yeah.
They're stretchy.
What are
they're
those? I've
stretchy.
never worn a pair of pants like
Well,
that.
maybe next week we'll just do a fashion segment.
No, really.
here,
Where
you
do
know?
how much did those pants cost?
They're Lululemon pants. They got nice.
Wait, what?
stretch.
Lululemon?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
a place where you shop, Dave?
Yeah.
Lululemons?
Get with the times, brother.
Lululemon.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a shop?
I bet if you ask Nick, he'll tell you it is. Nick
Lululemon.
Zervos.
I'm afraid if I wore pants like that, my legs would look way smaller than they are. I mean, they're small as it
I'm
is.
afraid
Like,
if you wore them,
Lulu-
everybody would laugh. You
No,
can't
he
pull
totally-
it off. You
now,
can't pull
you
it off.
Clearly, you're hitting arm day. You just gotta
No.
make sure you're not skipping leg day, brother.
It's
I
those
did.
calves.
I-
Don't even talk to him about his
I
calves. He'll
popped my
cry right
hamstring the
now.
other day. Now, do you have mousse in your hair too? Like, how much did that mousse bottle cost?
It's not much.
That's
You gotta
a
keep-
question
There
everybody
was a lot
gets
of laughter
asked.
from over there.
There's a
Did they put the mousse in your hair? Is that why they're laughing?
Did they put you up to this?
no. He asks everybody about the
No,
moose.
Okay.
I have no idea how to dress. That's why you got to ask a fashion.
And he has no hair.
Got to ask a fashion statement when
And
they
he's
show
got
up
bird
for that.
ankles.
Dear, why do you constantly
Well,
criticize me?
I'm trying to level things.
Dave, it started last night. She was brutalizing. She said to me, I'm way smarter than you. That's what she said to me last night, like out of the blue. I'm like, okay, what did I really call for that? Like,
Well,
I just want you to know I'm way smarter than you.
I'm just going to say,
I'm
if
like,
we do
okay,
the bell
I
count
didn't
today,
need a reminder of
I
that.
am
You
in
need to
yes.
remind me of that for some reason. What did I do?
I'm ahead in the bell count today. So,
Oh, so people.
so put your information out there
Yeah.
again. Let him go.
Sure. So you can reach us at 855-LOSS-PRO, 855-567-7776. Ty PA on the web, TIGHE.
Please reach out. Reach out.
PA.com. And then the same on the social media channels. I try to be really active there. It's just a really easy way to connect with a lot of people and try to share what I've learned, over a decade, thousands of cases, hundreds of millions recovered.
Yeah.
Just trying to get the value out there so people can do the best.
If you can help people
Yeah.
recoup some money, man, it's worth it. So if a bunch of folks have been typing in the phone numbers and stuff. So
Can I do like a parting shot message?
Yeah, man, do it.
So I just want to thank.
Is it a parting shot at him?
He's taking enough shots
Ah,
at me.
yeah,
So you
do
may
it.
find
Go
me at
for
the
it.
bar
Last
drowning
night
my
was brutal.
sorrows. So
the couch is very comfortable, by the way.
Go ahead. Let it.
So the number one thing I want to say is you got to realize any insurance claim is going to be a process. Stay patient, stay diligent, advocate for yourself. Those adjusters they send are going to be friendly. They're perfectly nice people, but their job isn't to pay you. Their job is to minimize what they pay you. So keep organized, do the best you can. If you reach your wit's end or you're just running out of sanity or whatever it is, which is so understandable, reach out to an expert, someone out there who can help you and kind of take that process and take that burden off your shoulders. And I want to thank the Fort Myers Beach community, Fort Myers, Naples, all over the place, up Englewood, Venice, very resilient people working hard, doing their best. And we're super appreciative of that.
Thanks so much for coming
Thank
on.
you
Make
so
sure you
much.
talk to Dave. He's an HOA president at a condo on Fort Myers
Yeah.
Beach. And
Fun.
thank you so much. And thanks for being a good sport, man.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, everybody. Daniel, thanks for coming on. And where are you going? We're going to finish the show before you go somewhere. Jeez. She's so quick. They're ready to run out.
Well, that's
leave.
usually what we do.
I'm going to shop at Lululemon when I get off the air and see if I can find some. So is Dave.
Yeah. There you go. New
What'd she
store, Miramar.
Oh,
I'm
Miramar.
gonna get you a shirt from Brooks Brothers. That is a really good classic place.
Dear,
Yep.
he spent $100 on that shirt. You've
Well,
never
I'm gonna
spent
go to the outlet.
You've
I'm gonna
never
go to
spent
the outlet.
$100 on anything in your life, but that would be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, he was very spiffy.
Yeah, he
No,
was
good
spiffy.
information though. I mean, anything that we can put out there that helps people get some
Yeah.
of their money back. It's just so irritating to watch some folks.
Well, I
go
just
through
think
all
the
that.
big takeaway too is the videoing of your home, because then that gives them the ammunition that they need to win the case.
I don't think I've ever walked through a place where people would say, "Welcome to Lululemon's." Ed, it just doesn't seem to be something.
Okay.
Let
Let it go. Let it go, or I'm going to bring up your ankles again.
So is that a place that sells men and women's clothing? Or
Yeah.
Okay, I got to get out of the house more for sure. There's so much
You
stuff.
have to get a different pair. Put on a different pair of shorts.
I love these shorts. Thank you very
You've
much.
got
Thank
red
you. These
and
people
blue
are standing up for
and
me.
Black. You've got
Because
so many.
Everybody now knows that you're so way smarter than me, and
Yes.
you reminded me of that.
See?
So tonight, folks, I don't think I'm leaving now after what Jackie
Well,
said about
I
the traffic.
do have to go, so you're going to have to give me your vehicle.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You can't go home with Marie and come back?
I think she's staying. So
All
okay,
right.
thanks,
She's yelling
Marie.
from Acero Boulevard.
I have a ride.
All right. So
I didn't see anyone here step up.
no, they don't want to get stuck in that traffic. Tonight, the boat parade is at 6:00. We're going to be broadcasting live from Snug Harbor, and I'll be taking a nap in my baby truck out on Old San Carlos. Thank you all for tuning in. A lot of stuff going on next week. We'll see you tonight at 6:00. That's where you're supposed to clap because we're leaving the show. Thank you so much. Thanks to all our guests today, and we'll see you tonight for the boat parade. Bye-bye.